Here we go. Hey, everybody. Hi. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 3 of Once Upon a Game, the one-shot story game variety show here on Twitch. I am the host and facilitator for tonight's game. I'm Eric Vulgaris, and with me are four awesome friends. Let's just go around here. Let's just go in order. Fool, how are you, my friend?
Doing okay. Got off work a couple hours ago, and I don't know what came over me, but I thought that we were starting at 7:30 Eastern. So I was all ready and prepared, and I'm like, "Specific time? No. Okay, well, let's get this place to Lairs. Let's do that for a couple hours." So now I'm ready to go, ready to be a skeleton.
Yeah, skeletons. Awesome. Cool. And Borian, long time no see.
Hi.
Hey.
I thought it was going to be starting at midnight East. Yeah, full professional for my first time. My dad just tried to call me. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to
No problem.
leave him be for a bit. Yeah.
Sure.
But I'm coming off the tail end of a kind of normal sinus infection for me. So, yeah, everything's fine. It's just that my chicken's in the oven right now. Just finished cooking, and I'm thinking, what's gonna happen to it?
Oh yeah. Well,
Nothing
go get the chicken, man. There's gonna be time, especially in this game, when there's actually contemplative breaks, and perhaps you could contemplate over the aeons of darkness and solitude by checking on that chicken, so your house doesn't burn down.
Of course.
I feel like that's a pretty fair deal.
The oven's off. The oven's off.
Got it. All right, and Sam. Sam, how are you?
Hello. Yeah,
Hey,
so
yeah.
I've got an RPG doubleheader today. I just came from raiding tombs in Dungeons and Dragons, so now I'm gonna get the opposite side, right?
Yeah, I can see both sides of the story.
So yeah, but yeah, other than that, just not much. Just excited to play on Once Upon a Game once again. It's been too long.
Yeah. Awesome. Yes, and last but not least, Leafington, how are you?
Hello. I am super excited to play this game. I'm really tired, but it doesn't matter because ever since you told me about this game, skeletons, or your skeletons in the tomb, protecting it from pesky adventures, I've been super happy.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what's gonna happen. So,
Yeah, neither do I. And that's one of the reasons why we're playing these games here, especially today. This is going to be the first time I've ever played the Skeletons online. I've played it one time before. I wrote about it. I talked to Jason Morningstar, the designer, about it as well on the internet, about how's it supposed to work, because my first experience was a little touch and go. So that's why I decided to be like, let's give it a solid 4 on Once Upon a Game. I really want to talk a lot about it at the end, what you guys thought, what you guys liked, and you like. So keep that in mind when we're playing. So anyways, hi. Yeah, what we're doing here today is we're going to be playing a role-playing game. We're not just playing any role-playing game, we're playing a story game today. And in story games, the primary thing about it is that they require your imagination and your ability to come up with things on the fly. Way more than like any other regular game, because there's no GM here. I'm the facilitator of the game tonight, which means I'm responsible for knowing the rules. Sorry, if anyone's watched Once Upon a Game before, you know how dicey that is. But everyone else. But I'm also a player. I don't have any more creative authority. So our table is flat today in terms of power. Story games, because of this way, the most important thing to do is to listen to what other people are contributing, and think of cool ways to like kind of maybe bring in what they're saying like back into the game, like reincorporating those ideas. And if you ever get one of those like, oh my god, wouldn't it be so awesome if, and when you have that thought in your head, run with it. Go wild. Go with the first thing that comes in your head. When it's your turn, just go to town. Trust me. It's okay to be average. In fact, I always encourage you to go with average. Go with maybe the expected. Play on the tropes that you know. There's no pressure in trying to be super creative, mad genius, man. Like, there's none. Don't worry about it. Just every time you come up with something, one, what's obvious to you is not obvious to other players. That is proven, like, psychologically. Two, if you're playing with like familiar tropes, that's a language we all kind of understand fundamentally. We've all read a book before, like we all seen a movie. We understand different ideas and tropes and things that go into stories, and we can play with that. That's a language we all know. The other thing is, because I want you guys to bring it and have a good time and come up with things that come off the first of your head, and we're playing with weird skeletons and like some kind of weird stuff. The X card's always here. If you're ever uncomfortable with material that people are bringing in, we can just say, hey, do you mind if we don't do that? Like, hey, or I'm not okay with having talking dogs with the adventurers. Can they not, like, that's not a thing I can do. It's like, okay, well let's roll back. Are you okay with talking spiders instead of a dog? And they're like, oh yeah, spiders are fine, just not dogs. I can't have talking dogs, right? That's like just that sort of conversation. You never have to justify why you're doing it, but like I said, you might have to have a little bit of a conversation to establish a boundary or two. But other than that, it's so we can be responsible adults and play safely while playing unsafely, if that makes sense. So, are we all cool with that? That's only as good as if we're willing to follow it. It's basically saying, hey, let's be adults. Let's not be afraid of talking. Talking about your comfort is not bad fun, right? Bad fun is you suffering through a game because you're uncomfortable with material and you're not saying anything. That's the worst kind of fun, and I just want to avoid that, right? So we cool with that, everybody?
Yes.
Yep.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Yep.
Great. Awesome. Okay, so let's get into the Skeletons. So the Skeletons is a new game by Jason Morningstar and Bully Pulpit Games. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and read the first two paragraphs, which is sort of like the flavor text of this game, so everyone knows what we're kind of doing here today. So, once again, this is The Skeletons by Jason Morningstar. Years fly by like dead leaves. Everything is darkness. Everything is silence. You stand vigilant before the sarcophagus without thought or breath. Such is your compulsion. You do not remember your name, and still you watch. The flesh has fallen off your bones, and still you watch. How about Fool? How about you read the next paragraph, if you don't mind? Surprise.
And then, one day, there is light and motion, and you weigh your bearded axe and raise your shield, lusting for the fray, eager to measure your skill against these tomb-robbing children so full of blood. You'll never be alive again, but in this moment, in the chaos between violation and destruction, you truly live, and you remember what you once were, and you taste the sun.
Awesome. Thank you.
And you taste the sun.
Yeah. So, this game is really interesting because this game is a meditative, structured freeform game. We're going to be playing the reverse of a dungeon crawl. We're playing the we're playing the Guardians, not the Intruders in this game. And we're going to spend this time defending the tomb, sort of contemplating what it means to basically be an undead guardian that's does not give a shit about time, but time still will march on and erode things and change things. That's sort of the story here. It's kind of like an Ozymandias tale, where things will change over time as the world crumbles and things change and things interact with our guardians. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we kind of did it already before. We're going to be choosing our skeletons as the first thing. What our skeletons represent is there's about 7 different types of skeletons, and these skeletons all have a different thing about them. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to draw on a map what our tomb looks like, looks like, as well as a little bit, add a couple details about our skeletons. Maybe draw on our skeleton, as some of us have already done. So that's going on, and then another thing is trying to establish the order of play, just so everyone knows, because it's the GM-less game. The game offers the option of having the facilitator sort of run the whole show, but I say fuck that. We're going to do it just by taking turns in the order here at the table. So that's going to be me first, followed by Fool, followed by Vorian, followed by Sam, followed by Paul Leafington. Okay, so that's going to be the order of things, and we're going to then repeat once we get through it. There's 3 phases of the game. I'll keep us all in line for that. And between different phases, guys, there will be times where I will be turning on some tomb music, some catacomb music, and I'm going to be turning the screen to some of the skeletal art that's from the game, and there's going to be a timer. And you're basically, the game requires you to sit here in quiet contemplation and silence as you contemplate the years marching on. So that's an integral part of the game. So if you think it's boring, just sitting here with your eyes closed and stuff like that, well, I'm sorry I don't provide a lot of good entertainment, but this is part of the game. I'm just going to try it. I think it's worthy of doing it, and YouTube videos won't have that edited out because it's important. It's part of the game. So that's just a little heads up. Okay. Oh, okay. Great. So how about starting with let's start with Fool, because I actually haven't looked at what my character is. Go ahead and describe your headless and what you've drawn on them.
Sure. So the headless. Your skull is long gone, but it doesn't matter. You carry an iron mace and a holy symbol. So the iron mace is flanged, which I'm not that great of an artist on, so it's not that great, but it is what it is. As for the holy symbol, it is a crescent moon with an intricate pattern inlaid on its symbol. What it means, my character doesn't know. Not yet.
Awesome, thank you. In the meantime, how about everybody just go over and describe what their characters are? Because I actually haven't doodled on my character. So let me do that. So I will reveal everyone who they are, what they're doing, as I continue to doodle on my character. I love the mullet. So going in order, the next one will be Vorian. So Vorian, describe for us the horror here.
I just got done doodling on my character. Okay.
Whoa.
The horror.
Oh, my zoom goes nuts.
Nuts. The horror. You were assembled, or summoned, or imagined by an unstable mind and made real. You carry no weapon. You are a weapon. But you were adorned with jewelry. So my character is, of course, it's body horror. And if you think, hey, this reminds me of a Hydralisk from StarCraft. Yeah, pretty much. So I've got a human torso, what looks like a malformed dwarf, pelvis and legs. Keep in mind it's all gold. So when it says adorned with jewelry, the bones themselves are jewelry. They are bones of pure gold. And bones of pure gold.
That's awesome.
And I have a build of pure aquamarine, like the jewel, aquamarine and an emerald eyes, and a fin of blood red leather, and protruding from the arms, which of course have claws on them, there are 3 scythe-like blades, all of whom are caked in the blood of long-gone interlopers.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay, that's awesome.
Excellent.
Cool.
Excellent.
Tattered cloak.
All right. So yeah, I am the tattered cloak. Scraps of once red cloth shroud your bones. You carry a battle-scarred sword. So yeah, as you see here, my skeleton's got this big broadsword that it carries usually in 2 hands. The cloak that hangs about its shoulders, it's still long and trails almost to the floor, but there's holes and whatnot in it. There's this remnants of this swirling archaic pattern, but the holes and the wear over the centuries has made it pretty much impossible to tell what it is. And partly by accident because of my poor drawing skills, but I'm just going to go with it. I've also got a luxurious brown mullet.
Nice.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. Why, are you sure that's bad? Because I feel like that's so good, though. Right?
I'm thinking I've got an idea of how I'm going to tie it in, but I want to see if we can get it to come out and play, so.
Okay. Yeah. Do you drive the Pork Chop Express?
Exactly.
Okay. So, alright, I was drawing, and for me, everybody, I'm playing the Silver Torque. And as you can see, I have a little silvery necklace thing going on, and a silver longsword. That's blunt. So, that's all I know about my character.
Alright, I'm playing the arrow shield.
Yeah, the coolest one. I saved the best for last, everybody.
My shield is full of arrows, but underneath there's a symbol of a crescent moon and a star. I carry an axe. I have a sweet helmet, which also has an arrow through it, and probably through my skull. So it's kind of stuck there.
Oh, cool.
And I have one boot.
Oh, nice! I love the one boot.
Very cool.
Cool. Okay. So, now that we all have that stuff done, now we get to do the whole tomb thing. So, we're going to be drawing a map. We're going to work together. We're going to sketch the outlines of the tomb. It can be any general shape or size, but it needs to be built around a central sarcophagus, as well as have a north, south, east, and west wall. It's fine to make the tomb visually interesting, but don't add any elaborate details. Use a large sheet of paper or letter size the bigger, and plenty of room for added information as you play. Okay. So, I think our character sheets have something about the room. Yeah, answer this as we create the map together. So, if you look at your character sheet's handout, there will be a question that it wants you to answer during this map creation phase. So, does somebody want to be the person who draws this map? Who wants to be a designated drawer for this?
I'll start it.
Yeah, I was about to say, that sounds like a job for Leafington.
Yeah.
Yeah, I secretly conscripted Leafington for this game just for his drawing skills.
This is not Photoshop. That means I am not useful.
I'm a musician, not a visual artist.
All right. Let's start with just a rectangular, because it's easy.
Yeah. Rectangle room would be great.
I'll leave some room on the sides if we want to make notes or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Is this on the screen?
Yep.
Yeah,
Should
you're
be,
good.
right?
Yeah, that's why. Yep.
All right, perfect. So, and in the middle, there was supposed to be like a sarcophagus or something that we're protecting.
Yes, exactly. In the middle, there's a center sarcophagus. There's a central sarcophagus. It's shaped in some kind of way.
All right. Does anyone have an idea?
When I played this game, our sarcophagus was a massive sarcophagus, like bigger than people, and it sat on like a raised dais, like a raised platform. But I'm cool.
Make that
I want to do the opposite. I want to do the opposite, if you don't mind.
Oh,
I like the idea of it being like a pit, like it like goes down, and then there's like a yeah, I don't know,
Could we go like fully the opposite and so have it like set into the ground and have it be like really small, so like it maybe like an urn or like something like similar to that, like implying that like either it's like not the whole body necessarily, or it's like ashes or something. Sort of like what do they call it? Where it'd be like a piece of like a martyr or something.
A relic?
Yeah, exactly, like a reliquary.
Oh, like regarding a relic?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like it.
I have an idea. So let's have like an altar. So let's have it be recessed into the ground,
Yeah.
but we have an altar in the middle, and the reliquary is on top of the altar.
I like that.
Yeah! There we go. We hit everything.
Nice.
Awesome.
All right.
Cool.
Let me get that going, and then
Yeah, you can get that.
someone take their question.
They get that cooking. Yeah. Who wants to go? I guess it'd be. Let's just start with me because I'm on the left, and we'll
Okay.
go left to right. What beautiful artifact is enshrined in the alcove off the northern wall? Oh, let me just do a quick little thing over here. North. Oh, shit. That's not straight at all.
It's close.
Can you do it, Leafington? Can you, draw a straight line for us? Yeah, because I'm somehow incapable of it. So, what beautiful artifact is enshrined in the alcove off the northern wall? So there's going to be an alcove here. And I think what's in this alcove is a... I was thinking of doing... There's a shaft of light coming in from the ceiling in this little alcove, right? It's like the only like beam of light that sits here, and it also hits like a pedestal. So let me draw the pedestal, and on this pedestal is a rose, a red rose, and it's just sitting there with no water around it, yet it remains extremely red and verdant.
Ooh.
Ooh, I like that.
Is it like it? Would it be like that? It's like constantly sprouting and dying, or is it like over the aeons it just remains untouched?
Remains untouched, but it does sit. It does sit in that sunlight.
Right.
Yeah. So there we go. Alcove, yellow lightning bolt. Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark style.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So I also wanted to mention Golden H in chat. Mentioned that you could totally do this with mouse guard skeletons, and I would if I wanted to creep myself out. That's definitely an option, but I don't want nightmares. So.
Oh, that would have been the perfect outsider skeleton.
Oh.
Missed opportunity.
Okay.
I'm lost. What are Mars cards?
Cool. So I am done. Fool, it's your turn. On the head list, there's a question. Yep, you got it.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. So the question is, what scene is depicted on the fresco that covers the eastern wall?
Oh, cool.
Okay. So the eastern wall depicts a scene. And in this scene, there are a mass of people bending down kind of on one knee. From like an artistic background, I'm kind of thinking like Egyptian style with kind of hieroglyphics. But what you can tell is that everybody's kneeling down to this one point. And in this point, on this raised platform, is what looks like a parent holding up their child to the masses. And it's kind of decayed over the years, but you can still make out what maybe in like Egypt would have been this glorious sun, but on this fresco, on this wall, is the moon in a crescent shape.
Oh man, you set me up perfectly for my question.
Are you gonna
Nice.
try to draw that, by the way?
Oh wow, yeah,
No pressure, right?
wow, going above and beyond, sir.
Amazing.
Yeah, go for
Yep.
it. Keep going.
Vifington's gonna be MVP this time.
Definitely. So that's who's next?
Oh, the horror. The horror is next.
Ah,
Okay. So the question is, what subtle things in this place speak to a purpose, far beyond honoring the noble dead? Around the altar, especially around the recess that is in front of the altar, there are little scraps of red crimson cloth. In earlier times, these would be cushions and carpets. So basically, it's a sex dungeon.
That's creepy.
Well,
It's a sex dungeon in celebrating fertility. That's what the fresco is for.
Okay. Then I want to know how the horror plays into this.
So,
Oh,
where was this? The cushions and stuff?
around the Let me see if I can ping. I have no idea how to ping. Never mind. It's around
Just hold your left mouse button on the point that you want.
Around the
around
pit?
there. Basically around the this part. The hole in the ground.
Yeah.
What the horror plays into this is
No, you don't have to answer that question. That's
Yeah,
just
I
me.
don't-
That's just me musing.
maybe. I'll think about that question though. It seems important. So I guess we're done. Tattered Cloak next, I guess.
yeah. So my question is, who are interred in the 7 niches along the southern wall? And I think I'm gonna sort of leapfrog off of Fool's idea, and I will say it's the last 7 members of the Order of the Coming Crescent.
I like that.
Oh.
So, how are they entombed?
Oh, well, it says they're interred in niches along the wall, so I'm guessing that's like, you know, like in video game like tombs, how they'll just be like on the wall, there'll be like the rows of like shelves with bodies.
Yeah.
That's
So it's
how
it's
like
a shelf
alcoves.
with another skeleton on it, or is it? Do they have like a plaque in front of it? Like,
I think like it would be like stone sarcophagi. So like if we have like the main relic, then we have like these like simpler stone sarcophagi to inter these you know, the last 7 members of this order. But I think that it's like definitely significantly, like it's significantly notable that the main altar is the main altar, and that's the focus, and this is sort of secondary, right?
yeah. And can you write what the order was? Because I'm totally confused.
Yes. I said the Order of the Coming Crescent, but I'm going to change it the Order of the Rising Crescent, because I think that sounds cooler.
That is pretty cool. All right. So mine is that there is an amazing treasure lies well hidden in the tomb. Where and how? All right. So it's in the altar. There's like a secret compartment. And there's like this jeweled dagger that's hidden in there.
Oh, cool.
Excellent.
Neat.
So deal dagger in the compartment in the altar.
But it has like some intricate locking mechanism where you need to have a rogue and he needs to roll like really high on perception, or else you won't be able to get it.
Like super high.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's like one of those boxes where you need to like push in like different parts at the same time, where you have to like really like manipulate your fingers to like get.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah. So,
If you do it wrong, your fingers get chopped off.
Yeah. Oh man, how sinister.
here's what we're gonna do for the actual play, so things make sense. We're gonna take turns. The one person being the person who like chooses the options and kind of starts describing the scene, sort of like being like the person who's in charge of the scene. The person to their left will be the person who is responsible for playing the intruders. Okay. If there's more than one intruder and that person wants like some help or whatever, then they can work with everyone else to distribute those roles. So in this instance, then, since I'm going first, Leafington would be responsible for role playing out the intruders as necessary. Okay. So what's going to happen now is in the rules, there's a next section about basically like a bunch of these different checkboxes that are basically kind of like Night Witch's missions. Where you're going to be selecting a few of them, and then things happen. Skeletons will always automatically win against the intruders. Like fundamentally, we're going to win until the very end when we don't. But the most important part to keep in mind when it's your turn is that you're trying to answer these questions that come up from your sheet. Okay? So, the only time our skeletons can be awake is when there's an intruder that causes us to stir and come alive, right? We are cursed to defend this tomb. When we have to actually defend the tomb, that's the only time we can move, think, or feel. We can communicate telepathically with each other. We must always act in a way that seeks to remove the threats from the tomb. And we can never do anything that helps the intruders or an action that contravenes the goal of removing threats from the tomb. We can be clever and do things like make long plans, like orchestrating an ambush or that kind of stuff, but we can never ignore or aid an intruder. Okay?
Right.
And the big thing is that when intruders are here, we remember our past a little bit, right? For the duration of the encounter. So this game is going to feel a lot like a amnesia game, because we're all going to wake up and not know who we are, and we're going to tell a story about playing this game, about our skeletons and about who's attacking and figuring out maybe why, and that's going to be the game. Since I played this one time, I have a strong urge of caution to you guys. The motivations for why the adventurers are plundering the tomb, or anything about the adventurers, or anything like that, is not as important as your skeletons. Keep the focus on your skeletons, if possible. Okay? That's super big that we found out in the game, that we were worrying way too much about the intruders and learning more about them. And really, we're learning about us. That's the key point of the game. So, with that being said, I'm gonna begin here.
Well,
So-
I believe we have to take a moment,
Oh yeah, okay.
turn
Yeah.
off the lights.
We have to dwell in the
We're gonna
changing of aeons.
What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna set the timer for 1 minute. Okay. We're gonna do it for 1 minute. Okay. Okay. Begin. I'll let you guys know when it's ready.
Gotcha.
Okay. And we return. And I get to say something.
Yes.
Arise and protect the tomb, skeletal guardians. An intruder is breaking into the tomb. So, I'm going to choose one of these intruders here from the unsealed tomb. My options are grave rats, an amateur tomb robber, or a spirit of place disturbed by the newly built tomb. I'm going to choose the amateur tomb robbers. So I'm going to describe who this is. Okay, so we stir, and there is a man, very, very tan skin. He seems to be wheezing, like holding his stomach. He mutters something. We think we hear "so thirsty," and he looks scared as he collapses near the fresco. We never drew entrances into our tomb.
Yeah. Our west wall is completely open, so you want to do an entrance there? Does anyone have another cool idea?
No, I think that's good because it kind of opens to the fresco.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would make sense that like you come into the tomb and like have like spread before you like this fresco.
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense.
Okay.
From what we've already decided on.
And real quick, like just defaultly, where are we? We have to be positioned in this room somehow. Where are we all staying?
I feel like the horror would be hidden somewhere. Like it would be like I feel like the horror is not the first thing you see. Maybe
Is it like in the pit?
It shouldn't.
Is it like in? Is it in the?
I was actually thinking of that idea, but maybe hidden amongst the sarcophagi on the south side.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely. Oh, that could be cool. Is that it's just like in one of the sarcophagi? Is like, so you have those 7 sarcophagi, but one of them is just the horror.
Okay.
And I think the headless would actually be by the rose, maybe on one of the sides.
Okay. Cool. Because I was thinking the Silver Torque would be in front of the fresco, kneeling where the guy's like genuflecting.
Ooh, nice. I like that.
The arrow shield is standing like north of the entrance, but like against the wall, as like a guardian of the door.
Okay.
I think the tattered cloak is standing like right behind the reliquary and like the altar, and he just sort of has like the sword set in front of him and like both hands on the pommel, and so like his cloak, any wind just sort of like flutters. So he's just like standing right behind the reliquary.
Okay. So this guy, he's this tomb robber is more like just somebody trying to get out from the desert. His mouth is covered with like sand and he's coughing.
So he seems like frightened and lost.
Yeah, exactly.
So quick question before we go. So now Leafington is the one who plays this character because you set the scene, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, if we need the adventurer to do anything, then Leafington would be the person who responds to it, right? But in the meantime, my character will so my Silver Torque will arise from the kneeling pose. His eyes burn a deep coal red, and for an instant, there's a sensation of cold steel on Silver Torque's shoulders, and as he rises, he hears a voice in his head, "Arise, champion," and that's my question. So I get up. Fool, did you want to do something?
Yes. So as the would-be grave robber adventurer wanders in, the headless, in a very odd motion, as if the creature head to head turns the neck, literally, it's phantom, like as a phantom head would be. Slowly just looks at the man. Not yet moving maybe to attack, but definitely seeing where, if any, this man is fainting. And as he's doing this, he remembers being told over and over again about how people can trick and deceive by person he had the most respect, love, his father.
Oh.
That's my question.
The horror? Vorian's next.
Okay. I just have to choose one under as these time passes, right? Answer these as time passes. One of those questions, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Whew.
Well, just so it's clear.
Wait.
Alright, just so it's clear, you don't have to answer one of those questions. You don't have to.
Oh, I know.
It's just during your scene, because we were going to be taking turns. You have the option of answering one question in this like round of the game of the adventurer coming in.
For the amateur tomb robber,
yeah,
everyone must answer one question.
Oh, it's must.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
The
Never
killer
mind, I'm
or
wrong.
killers
Yeah.
may answer too. So
Yeah.
whoever.
Oh, okay. That's where I saw May. Thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
whoever ends up killing them
So-
can answer another one.
So I'm going to answer the question: who here among the skeletons once treated you with kindness? So I'm going to say the Silver Talk once treated me with kindness because I am a product of the Order of the Rising Crescent. I am one of the relics. I am one of the holy relics entombed within this tomb. That was awkward. And so, as befitting a holy relic, the champion of the Order has seen fit to behave towards me with great deference. And as the was it like as the guy comes in from the entrance, I stay within one of the sarcophaguses and I let out a really audible but low rumble.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
Awesome.
Yeah, the tomb robber guy, like he's just shaking. He's looking around because he can't see shit because there's like
Yeah, it's
one
completely
beam of
dark.
light.
Yeah. Oh, except for
And-
the rose.
And
Yeah.
now there's like spooky noises going on of like skeletons moving and low rumbling. So he's shitting his pants.
But you can
Metaphor-
you can also play as the your character, right? Okay.
So the tattered cloak, I think, like as soon as the Tomb Raider or the intruder enters, he like goes from the standing position to like kneeling with his sword in front of him, and then stands back up and begins moving towards the intruder, very purposefully, but also like I think like sort of slowly and rattlingly. And I need to answer one of these questions. Oh, and I think as I walk by, the sword catches the light from the rose, and I remember my by name from another life was Bright Yealing.
Nice.
Cool.
All right. I, having stood behind this guy walking in like a bumbling idiot, cleave him in the back of the head
But yeah, because we're right by the
With the axe?
with the axe that I have. Yes.
Nice. Okay. Bloop.
So he's dead as fuck. And the arrow shield proclaims his victory with his name, Kafra.
So I think when the body like hits the ground, the Tattercloak just like keeps walking at the same pace, but instead of like attacking the intruder, he just collects the body and then dumps it into that opening.
Oh. Cool. But this ties into I think the next step of the encounter, which is I have to check off either something from the Glory Fades or God's Laughs table. And I'm choosing something from the God's Laughs table. I'm choosing the first option, which reads, a skeleton's weapon is broken, bent, or rendered useless. What will they do? I think your axe is firmly embedded in the dude's skull. So now you just are holding a weapon that's just like a club, because like there's just a skull on it, and you can't get the blade out of it.
God damn it. Alright, so the arrow shield doesn't get the blade out, but he like rips the handle off, and he now has like just like a,
Exactly.
like a club, or
Nice.
like he could stab someone with it, maybe if he really wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. You just have the haft, right? You just have the handle
Yeah.
of the axe. Wrecked.
God damn it, Eric. God damn it, nice.
It's not Eric, it's the game.
All right, that's my turn. I realized something. So now I have to do the time passes. This is something that I want to consider for the next person. So the way we just did that, the order of operations was, we describe the intruder, we do our scenes, and then I chose something from the Glory Fades or God's Laugh table. Something that I want to put forward as an option for the next player. If you would rather describe what shows up, and then look and decide before we do scenes what happens in the Glory Fades or God's Laugh table, that's alright too.
Okay.
That was a suggestion that I had about possibly making it so like our scenes are different, because now there's something you can add to it.
Right.
That's that you can play with as well. Just it's something else to play with.
Yeah,
So
no.
that's an option.
I think it might be a good idea to, while this scene is going on, look at what your options are. So that makes sense.
Okay, so now we do some more time passes, and this time I'm going to do I'm gonna do a month. All right, so I need to set this up. All right, the chrono's set up. Go. All right, see you guys in 20 seconds.
It's overcompensating.
Okay. So the next person goes.
You have to say the line.
But you have to say the line. Exactly.
I'm going to. Arise and protect the tomb, skeletal guardians. Alright.
Nice.
So, while this is might not be the grandest of enemies, they are still a multitude of rats. 1, 2, 3, no, 5 enter the tomb looking for their prize. So
Okay.
that's the scene. They are looking for one of the things inside the tomb.
Cool. So I guess I would play the rats if possible.
Yes.
But so anyways, so for
Wait, are they like grave robbing rats?
They're grave rats.
Damn. All right.
Yeah, they could be either like intentionally trying to steal something, or they rats that live in tombs, right?
Yeah.
So they just mess with shit.
Yeah, I'm saying these. I mean,
These ones are magic, like cursed kind of rats.
I mean, I can, maybe I got influenced a
Pick up
little
the
bit by somebody
frostbite
saying
spiders
Mouse Guard, but these rats have a little more intelligence than the rats that we kind of have in our world.
Nice. I like it.
So, since I think the order of operations is, who's the first person that is acting?
You would be.
Okay,
You
me.
would get
Okay.
to, yeah.
All right.
Quick question. How do we know when we move to the next phase? So we start with unsealed tube.
It's every 2, so this is
every 2,
after this is
okay.
the next phase.
Sorry.
Good question. No
Oh,
problem.
that's a good question. Yeah. And just to let everybody know, everyone can answer one question if they wish during this encounter. So, when the rats enter, the headless snaps to attention. While the last encounter with that wheezing old man wasn't something that necessarily gave him pause, this one does. And the reason is that he knows that these rats are always after the one thing within this tomb that is truly still alive, the rose. He knows that his mace is far too heavy to really take down these rats. But that's why he has his crescent moon holy symbol next to him as well. It wasn't always red, but it is now. And as he kind of gets ready to combat these rats, he remembers his father again as he calls out for Ren. So that's I'm answering the question of what is my character's name? My character's name is Ren.
Love it. Cool. All right, horror.
Horror's up.
Oh, horror's up? Okay. I think I'll answer a question. So the question I'll be answering is, what by name did you earn in life that... Oh, no. What were you called? Okay. So when the rats start to skitter around the sarcophagi, around the sarcophagus I'm in, I start to hear a deep voice that says, Shahan, it is time. And I burst out of the sarcophagus.
Oh, cool. Does it destroy the sarcophagus?
Just literally, like, you know, in Skyrim when the Draugr overlords come out of their tomb, like the thing just boom. So I burst out of the sarcophagus. The lid splits into a bunch of different pieces. They shout. They land all around the sarcophagus. And I sit up and stand. And I turn my emerald eye toward one of the rats. And I reach for it and slash it into 3 pieces.
With your eye?
No, with... I wish it was with my eye, with one of my claws.
Oh, okay. I thought your eye had like laser beam or something after that. Because you looked at it and then it died in 3 pieces. I'm sorry. Okay.
It might be.
All right. But you did mention you have scythe claws or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
1 down, 4 to go.
So when the horror bursts from this sarcophagus, the red cloak or the tattered cloak was in its customary place, and as sort of all this happens, it turns and looks at the horror, and I think like a like crack appears on like the skull, like almost like in the shape of like a tear dripping down. And I'm going to answer the question: who here among the skeletons richly deserves this fate, and why? And so I think, you know, as the Order of the Rising Crescent was facing its final demise, and these members were making their last stand, one among us, you know, tried to channel these great magics and, you know, save all of us. And, you know, I think Bright Yilling remembers trying to warn this individual against the powers that they were trying to control, but the failure ended up, you know, causing this monster, this horrible creature to be born. And so I do not bemoan him his eventual fate.
So that was a tear of happiness, I guess.
Oh, a little. It seems ambiguous.
Yeah, so among the skeletons, the horror richly deserves their fate for cursing us all by meddling with dark powers and forces better left alone.
Damn.
Are you drawing the adventurer?
Yeah. I'll put a beard on him.
It's so good.
Love it. Okay.
Is it my turn?
It is. It's your turn though.
All right. Let me look at the thing. So the arrow shield with this stump of a weapon now is like chasing after a rat. And maybe like really clumsily because
Got your old rat stick.
and then he you know dive tackles like after one and like impales one after it, but he goes like spilling on the floor, and out from somewhere in his armor rolls like a signet ring.
Oh.
And it just rolls on the ground, goes somewhere, and he continues chasing after rats because he's not. He's not really concerned with it, or maybe he didn't notice it. But you know, he is cursed to guard the tomb, so he has to do his job first. And maybe we as the audience can see it has like the crescent symbol on it.
Cool. So my scene is I rise and kill a couple rats real quick with the help of the horror. And I see a flashback of a time where what's the Vorian, what's the horror's name again? Shahal?
Shahan, it's circled.
Shahan. I know, but I don't feel like messing with the zoom to look at it.
Oh.
That's gonna
Shahan.
ruin it. Okay, Shahan. And I think we for a moment we see a flashback of us as kids in the sewers hunting rats together as like, you know, orphan best friends.
You and a monster?
Yeah,
Nice.
and like Sahan, like Sahan, yeah, and I say like Sahan, and like it's a real quick of like you like killed a bunch of rats, and like Sahan, you're a monster, and then we come back. So we're kin, and that we are essentially we're brothers. We're not for by blood, but by common shared experience. We're best friends. BFFs for life, yo.
Oh man,
That's
I can
cold blood.
totally see like
That's actually called blood brotherhood.
Yeah.
I can like see the like cut for this scene is like we have the flashback where you're like looking at Shahan, and then like it's like that like slow fading cut where like in the place of Shahan is just the horror.
Yeah, and it comes back and he's a yeah. Love it. Cool. So I think we killed the monsters. Were there any left? I don't remember.
Nope.
There were 5 originally. I killed
Okay.
1 coming out of the tomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I killed 1. I think Eric said he killed a bunch, so I think we
Yeah.
can say we've killed them.
Yeah.
If he really wants to do something.
I would have helped kill them after my little scene too. I know I didn't say
Yeah.
that.
That's
Same
fine.
here. Yeah. Like I think that's
Basically,
okay.
yeah. I think yeah.
No, I think the scene played out well.
Yeah. As a facilitator, I would say, yeah, if no one else wants to add anything like that, like I feel like maybe when it's your scene, just say like the end, like, okay, does anyone else want to do something, and then do the glory fades or whatever, and then do the time passes, right?
That makes sense.
Basically, like a last call, like a curtain call for us being awake, and then we go.
Well then, last call. Does anybody have anything else?
I think so.
Okay.
I think I don't pick up my ring, like it's lying around still.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
cool.
All right then. I think after that. So, and Eric, let me know if this works for you, because just the way that we were working it with your scene, where maybe you just chose Leafington as the recipient because it was in thematically, but I think maybe that's the way that we want to go with this throughout, where if depending on what the table says, if it's a question, maybe the person who is doing the acting out of the intruders gets to answer the question. So for this one, yeah, so for here's the gods laughed, and something from a skeleton's past has been accidentally revealed during our fight with the rats. What was it, and why was it hidden? And then we note the object on the map. So during the fight, some object that one of us hid was hidden, and it can be any of us.
Well, I feel like this is feel like this is for you to answer. I have something.
No, I think it's actually kind of cool that instead of me answering that question, it's the person who's helping out, right?
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah, exactly. I'm very
Well, I
sure.
feel like then you're not really supposed to do anything when it's your turn. Like, this was the big part of your turn, is that you get to ask these questions.
I did ask the question. I'm asking you.
Oh, okay. Well, it's got to be Leafington again.
God damn it.
Yeah. It's got to be your signet ring, dude. Like, yeah, like that seems like real good. I know, but it's super cool.
That's
and
cool. No.
guess what?
And
Oh,
Guess what? Your signet ring is not the Order of the Crescent.
uh-oh.
I was going a totally different direction, but I like that as well.
Well,
That's good.
let me know it. Let me hear it anyways. I don't care. Just lay it on. Lay it on me.
I was thinking was that the signet ring matches the a ring on the child's finger in the mural. But I like your option better because I think it makes more sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe both work.
Oh yeah, that actually could be.
Yeah. The child's ring on the mural, on the fresco, is the same ring, signet ring, that was on the skeleton.
And neither of them are the crescent moon signal.
And then, I think that's really cool.
Awesome.
And
Excellent.
that's
Damn.
so. For time passes, I think we're gonna go with a century.
Ooh.
So I get to pick from either one of the World Crumbles or Time Devours tables.
Aren't we passing time from Unsealed Tombstone?
Yeah, we are.
Did I scroll to? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
In
fine.
that case, it's a year. Let's go with a nice year.
So 40 seconds.
40 seconds.
Okay. So let's get prepared. I'm gonna start the music. All right.
Actually, should we go to a break?
Ooh, good call.
Yeah, we'll go to the break. Well, let's finish this and then go to a break.
All right.
Okay. And now it's going. We're gonna be moving to phase 2, but I think we're going to go to a break real quick. All right, guys.
I
thank
thought
you.
we were gonna like do this thing first, and then because it's halfway through the game, we go to a break.
No.
I do it on the hour, so it's close enough.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so we'll see you guys in 5 minutes. So thanks for sticking around, and we'll be coming back with more skeletons.
The clock. I'll wait.
All right.
We good? All right, dude. Like the spooky music is really helping, but
Yeah, I like it.
I'm kind of into